new friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
Hi, I'm Esther Gilius, the tax lady from EG Tax, and this is our half-hour show on WBBZ, Tuesdays at 6:30, to give you tax information. So we're going to make you the smartest tax people in town. So we want to make sure that you don't overpay. And now at dinner parties, people will kind of come to you and say, wow, what kind of tip did you learn this week? So this is our show that's dedicated to emails, your emails. And again, if you want to be part of the show from an email perspective, go to our website at egtax.com and type your email, and we'll make sure that we get your email on the show. If you like to have your question answered live, we would love that too. Our radio shows on WBEN AM 930 on Saturdays from 3 to 4. You can call in. We have a telephone answer person there, and you can actually get online to ask your tax question. And again, if you want to be discreet and you just would like to talk to us personally, you can call us at our corporate headquarters anytime, and we'll be very happy to help you. And of course, we have how many area offices?
33.
33 area offices. Our short form prices begin this year at
40
and long form
is 60.
And who is this man here?
This is Timothy Eliason.
Hey, Tim. How you doing?
How you doing, Esther?
He is
Good
our
to be here.
assistant district manager, our healthcare navigator. And today's show, we're going to dedicate to healthcare. Doesn't mean we're going to take your pulse.
Nope, we don't do any of that. We don't do any of the healthcare part of it, but prepping so that you can utilize the healthcare system.
Right. And let's face it, with Obamacare, I don't know, it's called the Affordable Care Act. I don't think it's affordable.
That's an oxymoron,
right?
Just like baby grand and jumbo shrimp.
There you go.
It's an oxymoron.
So, but we're going to, if you don't have health insurance, or maybe you do have health insurance, Tim is like this wealth of knowledge, and when you listen to today's show, your emails are going to be that we're going to deal with are going to deal with all the healthcare things. You think taxes are complicated? The whole healthcare thing is really complicated.
And then I was wondering, have you heard what's going to happen with the new administration?
There's a lot of things. They're going to keep the best parts of the existing law, and then they're going to add new parts.
Was there any best parts?
Well, the best parts were that you could still get insurance with no pre-existing conditions. And the other one is no lifetime limitations. So for those people that maybe have a child that went through cancer, leukemia, you know, a lot of them, by the time they're 5, 6 years old, they used to reach their limitation on their insurance. Now they can continue to have insurance through the rest of their life. Right,
and the thing is, there are things that you need. Sometimes it used to be in your best interest that you would claim maybe a 27 or 28-year-old child who was still maybe in college, but now with the Affordable Care Act, you might be giving up the $4,100 exemption, but it would completely make them pay all this extra insurance costs. So what would have made sense before on your tax return no longer makes sense when you're looking at the Affordable Care Act, right? Because it ends up costing you a fortune.
Well, on both ends of life, you know, when you have somebody that's younger that's in college, but also when somebody's approaching retirement age and they're maybe 62, 63 and they're not to Medicare, they have to make those decisions about Social Security.
Or how about if you lost your job and you want to go on COBRA? I mean, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah,
right?
There's a lot of things, because if you do go on COBRA, you're not going to be eligible for those credits that might help you pay for your insurance.
That's right. And if you've lost your job, you may get it for free.
Exactly.
Right?
And I can't tell you the stories I hear. I'll hear clients that said, I've never had health insurance. And then when the Affordable Care Act came around, they had health insurance. And they went to the doctor and they found out they had diabetes and they had a little bit of chronic kidney disease. I mean, so the stories that I hear are heartbreaking.
And, you know, that's the intention of the law, is to be able to help those people utilize it. And that's where we try to help them pick a plan that fits their lifestyle, fits their medical needs, fits, you know,
and really, in New York State, we're especially blessed because the state of New York really did partner with the federal government. So, in other states, it's not as lucrative. Well, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. If you need the best tax help for the lowest fees, we hope that you give EG Tax a try this year. We'd love you. We ask you to come join our family. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be back with Tim Eliason, Tiffany Fabian, Christopher Fabian, and myself to answer your tax questions regarding health care.
Come spend the day and shop your favorite stores at the McKinley Mall. We have fashion fun for all ages at Old Navy. Best Buy has electronics, computers, appliances, movies, and more. Find great deals shopping for that perfect outfit at American Eagle, Hollister, JCPenney, Express, and The Gap. At Ulta Beauty, you'll find a great selection of cosmetics and fragrances to choose from. Stop into Barnes & Noble for the best selection books.
Attention real estate investors thinking of selling investment property? Pay no tax. Call R.J. Gullo Companies, qualified intermediaries for 1031 exchanges and real estate investment specialists. For a free consultation on how to pay no tax when selling investment properties, call 675-1500 or visit us online at rjgullo.com. Call 675-1500 or online at rjgullo.com.
Hey, this is Esther, and let me tell you how great it is to have an insurance agent like Nationwide's Bill Barber. Bill's 40-plus years experience has saved me money on my premiums and potential claims. Have an insurance question, problem, or crisis? Bill will work with you personally without calling an overseas customer service number. All I can say is whenever I need someone on my side, I'm glad to have Nationwide's Bill Barber.
For all your insurance needs, call the Bill Barber Agency at 688-2199. Call 688-2199 today.
Nationwide is on your side.
JD Sound is Buffalo's most professional and unique entertainment source for bar mitzvahs, weddings, private parties, and much more. At JD Sound Buffalo, every event is personally customized with the best lighting and sound to make it unforgettable. To contact JD Sound Buffalo, call 716-908-2633 or email jdsoundbuffalo@gmail.com and visit our website, jdsoundbuffalo.com. Check out our social media, pictures, information, and much more.
Hi, Master Goliath, the tax lady from EG Tax. Thanks for watching us Tuesdays at 6:30 here on WBBZ. If you would like to listen to more of our tax information and join us live for a live phone-in session, we're also on WBEN Radio 930 on Saturdays from 3 to 4. Our show today is dedicated to healthcare, and that's why we have Tim Eliason here, and he's going to be answering your email questions. And I think Mr. Bill's here to help us. Mr. Bill, what's our first question?
Yes, I have my next one. Butch from Lewiston writes us, we are a young couple that makes $80,000 a year. We just bought a new home, and we have a small baby. My wife and my baby have health insurance, but I do not have health insurance. So will I really have to pay a penalty this year?
Well, that's up in the air as our Congress gets together. That's one of the things that may be disappearing when they repeal the Affordable Care Act, is to get rid of the penalties.
But for 2016.
But for 2016, yes, 2.5% of the adjusted gross income, or $695 a person, whichever is greater, with a maximum penalty of $2,085.
All right, so will he have to include his wife's income?
Yes.
With his income?
That's correct.
And so the $80,000 that he talks about, assuming there's no non-taxable income like Social Security, he would be paying about a $1,800 penalty.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Unless there was some kind of extenuating circumstance.
There's several exemptions that you can put in. There's hardship exemptions, and there's also some other exemptions. Even if he's has chosen to take part in a cost-sharing, a ministry cost-sharing type plan. But there are exemptions that we can try to apply for.
And isn't there one, which is our favorite, the miscellaneous, where you could say, well, I had a new baby, so the money I was going to have for health insurance now went to formula and diapers.
And it would be undue, right?
I like that
hardship.
point, Chris.
There's 14 on the hardships. 1 through 13 are pretty, black and white. 14 says you experience some other hardship. Please provide
Here's my question. Have you, because Tim is with us all summer long doing this, when people are having problems, have you ever seen the IRS challenge that?
No. Nope.
So they just say, okay, that sounds like you're having a bad time. All right. No, but then...
Well, at the same token, sorry, Chris, one of my clients, we did the extended hardship, and we are waiting for them to respond and say, we've approved this hardship.
Yep.
And that's also been very trying and difficult to get the definite, yep, we approved your hardship. It's like they're overwhelmed.
All right, you mean the IRS, right?
Well,
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And it doesn't delay your return. We can put the return in with a pending on as far as you applying for the hardship.
Right.
your tax return goes to one spot, and London, Kentucky gets your hardship application, and then the IRS has to put them together.
And of course, there's no penalty then on your tax return. No. So if your refund was supposed to be $3,000 and the penalty was supposed to be $2,000, which would mean you'd only have a $1,000 refund, actually we fill out the penalty phase, send it in, and they still send you your refund.
Exactly.
What's interesting, I was just talking to Tiffany yesterday, I said, it's almost like they're saying, we're really not going to ever challenge it. That's what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it?
I mean,
exactly.
I know from experience with me and Tim, I think half of the problem is the people in the IRS don't even know how it works.
That's true.
We had a couple who got married during the year. He was on the exchange. She wasn't. She had it through her employer. So they qualified for the, what's the proper terminology? The married
Yes. Yep. The
exemption.
Yep. And the married.
And they rejected it at first. We called them and said, why did you reject it? And they go,
should we not have?
we said, why? Why wasn't it this much? We said, because he got married, so we used this section, part 5, to calculate.
Is there a part 5?
And they go, well, you have to talk to this department. We talked to this department, and they go, well, we're not trained on that, so we can't answer anything.
But they were the experts.
But they were the
I
experts,
remember you
tier
telling the
2
story.
or something.
Yep. And we I actually sent in the rules for him.
So anyway, all right, what other questions we got, Mr. Bill?
Emily from Cambria writes, I work at a company and they take $100 a week from my paycheck to help me pay for my health insurance. I only make $45,000. I'm single and the health care is killing me. Is there anything I can do to help me with that?
That's an exception, isn't it, Tim?
Yes. So as long as for her individual as the employee, that what they take exceeds 9.56%, she's eligible to go into the marketplace and receive a credit, which, depending on her family,
all right. So that would be $4,320, and she's paying $5,200. So that's an exception.
Exactly. So she can go in the marketplace. That way, she qualifies for the subsidies or credits to lower her monthly cost. She is not eligible for that if she has herself under her employee plan. So she'd still pay full price no matter what.
Okay. So regurgitate that in a way that I could understand. What's a sub-Caesar plan?
Subsidy?
A subsidy plan.
Subsidy.
I thought you said sub-Caesar.
No,
I
subsidy.
thought, wow, you have to get a special salad.
No, that's, healthy. You got to eat healthy to be able to do it.
All right, the subsidy.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can take that either as a monthly allotment to help you lower your monthly premium, or you can wait and take it at the end of the year and take it as part of your refund.
The premium tax credit.
Exactly.
And then break down what you said. She has the option of going with her employer plan or the marketplace, right?
She does. She does. But if she chooses to go with her employer, she's not going to be eligible when she files her tax return for any of those credits.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, with her income being about $45,000, would she still qualify for the $20 a month?
No, she
because
wouldn't.
Her income's too high.
Well, depending on her family size. As an individual, no. But a family of 4, if she's part of a family of 4, below $48,500, she would be eligible for that essential plan.
And that's $20 a month?
$20 a month, no deductible. Co-pays, your largest co-pay would be $150 if you ended up in the hospital, no matter if it was 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months.
And that's a raise for somebody who is tight right there on what they're paying for their health insurance. That is a big raise.
And here's the sad thing, is that it almost behooves you, especially when you're taking a look about all these subsidies and the premium tax credit and the cost of the insurance and the deductibles, to be poor.
Well, but
when you take a look at the $20 a month, no copays, is there a floor that they have to come to before? Is there a you know what I mean?
Threshold?
The threshold before they start paying the medical deductible.
No deductible.
Well,
and they'd never pay more than $2,000.
When you take a look at some of these things, you're paying $4,800 a year, and you got a $15,000 deductible or $12,000 deductible. You almost have to weigh this thing out and say, wow.
Well, but you don't have to be poor, because remember, we can use the adjustments to income to back them into that income threshold. So if it's somebody that's maybe over it a little bit, we can use the IRA deduction on the adjustments to income.
Okay, because, and that's part of the tax plan.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that way they're saving money for retirement, not send it to the insurance company.
It really, so here you have this layer, which is, your taxes, and then you got the health care, which makes it even more complicated. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. We're going to take a short break.
JD Sound is Buffalo's most professional and unique entertainment source for bar mitzvahs, weddings, private parties, and much more. At JD Sound Buffalo, every event is personally customized with the best lighting and sound to make it unforgettable. To contact JD Sound Buffalo, call 716-908-2633 or email jdsoundbuffalo@gmail.com and visit our website, jdsoundbuffalo.com. Check out our social media, pictures, information, and much more.
Attention real estate investors interested in buying or selling multifamily investment property. Call R.J. Gullo Companies, qualified intermediaries for 1031 exchanges and real estate investment specialists. For a free opinion of value on your multifamily investment property, call New York State's premier multifamily realty company at 675-1500 or visit us online at rjgullo.com. Call 675-1500 or online at rjgullo.com.
Hey, this is Esther, and let me tell you how great it is to have an insurance agent like Nationwide's Bill Barber. Bill's 40-plus years experience has saved me money on my premiums and potential claims. Have an insurance question, problem, or crisis? Bill will work with you personally without calling an overseas customer service number. All I can say is whenever I need someone on my side, I'm glad to have Nationwide's Bill Barber.
For all your insurance needs, call the Bill Barber Agency at 688-2199. Call 688-2199 today.
Nationwide is on your side.
People often ask me, why should I use EG Tax? Why shouldn't I do it myself? First of all, our prices are 50% lower than our national competitors, and we're staffed with qualified licensed tax professionals. We know how the tax laws work for you. Secondly, when you hit submit, unless you're a trained tax person, you never know what you put on your tax return. Taxes are extremely complicated, but when you partner with EG Tax, you have someone in your corner. This year, come join our family.
Hi, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. This is Ask the Tax Lady on WBBZ 6:30 on Tuesdays, and this is where we answer your emails. It's not live phone in, but on Saturdays at 3 o'clock on WBEN Radio 9:30, we are live with your actual phone in questions. And so if you want to be on the radio or you want to hear yourself talk, you can call us on Saturdays. We'd love to see you then too. But if you would like us to answer your questions one-to-one, you can just call us at corporate or any of our branch offices. We'll be very happy to help you. I got Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian, and Tim Eliason here.
Esther.
Tim is our healthcare navigator, and he's like the guru of the healthcare industry because he helps everybody at no charges, an added benefit just of using EG Tax to help you to not overpay your health insurance. And when you mesh the hardness of the tax industry and all that with the difficulty of healthcare, you really end up with a mess, and that's why we need
And then
Tim.
I was wondering before you asked Tim a question. So seniors who are over the age of 66 and use Medicare, does that have anything to do with the realm that we touch on?
Not right now. It's not part of the healthcare law,
Okay.
so they're pretty much left that alone.
Because they're all Medicare.
Exactly.
And then
They're still
do you
Medicare.
know how, I know we get lots of callers to the show about Medicare. Do you know how much the cost of Medicare is going up?
If anybody is starting Medicare,
Right.
they're going to be in that $121 a month. It used to
Okay.
be $104.59, and it's now going up to $121.
Okay.
That's their Part B when they've elected to take Part B there.
Gotcha.
And if they don't take Part B, then they start a penalty clock starts running.
Is that true? If you don't take Part B?
Yep, and that penalty stays with you for the remainder of your life.
Yep.
It's like a tattoo; it never
Right.
goes away.
Right. Okay, Chris, another question you had.
Right. We help people with health insurance all the time, and there's the 4 different levels of health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. It's platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. And you always think, well, platinum has to be the best because it costs the most, and then gold is second most, silver, and then bronze. But as years gone by with this, we've determined that sometimes the gold, the platinum, isn't all that it's cracked up to be for what you pay for, right?
Exactly. When you sit down with somebody, once we determine what they're eligible for as far as the credits that'll help them pay each month, the next thing we have to do is I ask them to take a medical inventory. I ask them to say, who do you see? Do you just see your primary? Do you see a specialist? What are your prescriptions? I actually look those up in a formulary so that we know what tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, where their exposure is. once you do that, you can say, well, Platinum's great, but you're paying for a lot of things that you're never going to use in this year. Why don't we look at the silver or gold, because those will cover your costs. It'll not be part of the deductible. You can only have your co-pays for your prescriptions, and it'll be there should something happen.
All right, let me ask you this,
I have
Kim.
a question too.
Let's say that I'm on a silver plan, and I find out that I have a very serious medical problem, and my deductible, I have to pay a lot of out of pocket on a deductible. Could I move from a silver plan to a platinum plan and then incur the medical expenses and reduce the deductible?
Unfortunately, just like any other thing when you're doing it, you'd have to do it during the open enrollment time. So you can't move between the metal levels. That's where you
So
kind
if
of
you
have
were
to
really lucky and found out you were sick in November, you could move.
Well,
right?
But equally, that's where I said, yeah, if you had that little crystal ball. I haven't had that approval yet for the crystal ball
and
yet.
then I was wondering, I have a lot of self-employed people, and they've been moving to the marketplace, and they've been getting insurance through the marketplace, which is a wonderful favor for them. Can they take the health insurance as a deduction on their Schedule C, or does it go somewhere else? And what do you do with that health insurance that they pay for?
Well, there's an adjustment to income for the self-employed individual. So that is one of the things, because everything in the marketplace is based on projections.
Okay.
So it's not, we use their historical tax returns to kind of create our roadmap, but we have to sit with them and say, okay, what do you think the upcoming year is going to be like for your business?
Right.
Once we do that, we can decide, okay, here's that adjustment to income, here's what you're paying. However, a lot of self-employed people, that's where the essential plan comes in just perfect for them because of their expenses and things and what they net down, whether they're on a Schedule C or they're coming into their tax return through their partnership or their S Corp.
And they don't, because, you know, it's all based upon future income.
Exactly.
And that's the hard part. Like you said, crystal balls. But if someone says, I think my income's going to be $30,000 this year, and you get them on the essential plan, and it's really $65,000, we'll say self-employed person, what happens? Do they have to pay anything back? Do they have to...
Well, first of all, when we sit down with them, we just tell them that if they do have a dramatic change in their income, that they have to inform us as part of the law within 60 days. And that's where they would end up in a situation where they would be changing from the different levels, okay? Because they have a life-changing special enrollment thing. So they would have to change that. If they stay on the essential plan and they get to the end of the year and they're a little bit over, no. There's nothing on the tax return right now that reconciles either managed care or the essential plan. So basically they have it for a 12-month window.
And I understand that there's no teeth in the law to actually go back and make somebody pay the penalty.
No, no.
So, and that's where, to me, it's like fraud. Because there's so many people doing things the right way and they don't want to get in trouble. And then you see somebody that maybe is self-employed who says, I think I'm going to make $30,000, ends up making $80,000. I think I had that situation last tax season. And it was so wrong because the person before that came in my office didn't have health insurance, didn't know what to do. I had to penalize them. And in walks this guy and he jazzed the system and it just is so terrible.
And that's where the new Congress I think is going to make those adjustments. I think the penalty is going to go away. I think the thing that they're going to do is that they're going to make things much more gradual. Right now there's just these steps. You get to this certain income you're here. If you're $1,000 over it, your insurance might cost you an extra $3,000 a year. You know, there's no gradual slopes in the credits and how they're calculated.
Right.
Right now, everything's very definitive.
Well, and that's what's so unfair about the Affordable Care Act. I mean, there are so many people that are doing the very best they can to cover themselves so they don't get penalized, and then you see people that are getting the whole kit and caboodle.
Right. Well,
for almost
that's
nothing.
what I was going to say. There's people that qualify for Medicaid, and Chris said you got to go in and make changes, but they don't go in and make changes.
They don't.
No.
And nobody
they don't
goes after them.
They don't change, and nothing has to be done, and never what less.
But if you need, if you're somebody that doesn't have health insurance, has health insurance, and you're really not sure if it's the right plan, call Tim, call Karen O'Brien at our office. We have healthcare navigators that will help you. We charge nothing to help you. We want to make sure that you're not overpaying. And so you can get Tim at 632-7886 or go to our website at egtax.com. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back on the other side with your questions.
Attention! Are you interested in using your existing retirement account to buy and sell real estate tax-free? Call R.J. Gullo Companies, qualified intermediaries for 1031 exchanges and real estate investment specialists. For a free consultation to buy and sell real estate tax-free through the use of a self-directed IRA or a solo 401k, call 675-1500 or visit us online at rjgullo.com. That's 675-1500 or online at rjgullo.com.
Hey, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. We're here to help you with your taxes, and especially this particular show, we wanted to deal with the challenges of the Health Care Act, the Affordable Care Act, and how we can help you. And that's why we have our healthcare navigator, Tim Eliason, here. Tim, before the show ends, is there one particular person or situation that stands out where you really were so blessed by what you were able to do for him?
I had one gentleman came in. He actually came into my office with a walker. He was on a walker, and he came in and he wanted to sign up for health care. He didn't want to have to pay the penalty. He thought that was just the biggest fraud thing that he'd ever seen. He came in there, sat down, and says, I want the lowest price plan. And I said, okay. I said, here's the bronze plan. I says, you know, what's wrong? He goes, well, I'm going in next year for hip surgery. And I said, you don't want the bronze plan. He says, but I don't want to pay that much. So we sat down, they did the calculation. I said, okay, if you use the bronze plan, your hip surgery is going to cost you $42,000. If you do the platinum plan, your hip replacement is going to cost you $4,000. Which one would you like to have to pay for your... And I think
$38,000 swing.
Exactly. And I guarantee that his increase in premiums was not $38,000.
And it's so funny when you put it in black and white like that. So many times Esther will say, let me do an example and give you an example. And so when you presented it to him in that fashion.
I mean, and that's really everything that we do. You can hear something over the fence and you say, oh, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm going to hide this income. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Because it sounds better. The truth is when you math it out, what you thought was better really isn't better. So really he paid a higher premium, but he saved $38,000 on his hips.
Exactly.
I would love to get new hips.
How was he was on a walker. He was going to get hip replacement, but he didn't even have health insurance. I mean,
that's why he wanted to get health insurance.
Okay, but then I heard him say he didn't want the penalty.
Exactly. Well, he was, didn't want to pay the penalty, but he came in and says, I need to have health insurance next year because I got to get my hip done.
So after he would have gotten his hips, could he drop the insurance?
Well, he could, yes.
I mean, and they don't get mad at you and send you a letter that says we won't insure you anymore?
No. There's nothing with that on there.
What about on the marketplace if you pay $200 a month and then you pay too much, there's a credit that you get on your tax return, right?
Yeah, everything's reconciled in tax returns. Okay. So if you didn't receive enough and your income comes in lower, then you'll get that extra credit.
The premium tax credit.
Yeah, it's not going to be left on the table.
All right, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. We want to help you. We have 33 area offices. And you can visit us online at egtax.com. Like us on Facebook. Until next Tuesday, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian, and thanks for Tim Eliason.
Thank you.